It was a very tough decision to make, but I've come to a final decision that it's time to say goodbye.
Let's go for a ride. Subscribe today.
If you ride a motorcycle, you need to make sure that you're wearing the gear, and I have links to all my awesome gear like this airbag vest that I never leave home without. This is a lifesaver. My ultra lightweight carbon fiber helmet that I love. My shorty gloves, pants, boots, gloves, all my gear. Links are in the description and comment section of this video. As a lot of you guys know, I purchased a 20-acre country property down in Georgia last year, and I had a great time down there. I spent 5 months down there over the winter. Really awesome. I made trails on the property. I rode my e-bikes, motorcycles on the property, rode on the back roads out there. Really got to experience the country life out there and absolutely loved it. But then I came back to Ohio here over the end of May. And I have a suburban house up here. I had planned on being a snowbird, you know, keep my Ohio house, suburban house, and then in the wintertime head down to my Georgia country property. But I got an offer on my country property that I couldn't refuse. Over 6-figure profit for me over what I paid for it last year. Not only the profit of 6 figures, but I sat down and wrote the pros and cons of keeping both houses, and also whether I should be a Georgia resident versus Ohio resident. And I'm like, you know what? It's actually a lot cheaper to live here in Ohio than it is in Georgia, because you have to pay Georgia state income tax. As we're here in Ohio, we business owners, we don't have to pay state income tax up to like $250,000. Also, the insurance is double the cost in Georgia. Healthcare insurance is double the cost. Homeowners insurance, car insurance, motorcycle insurance, RV insurance. All these insurances that I have are double the cost in Georgia. So it literally would cost me like $5,000 to $7,000 more. And to keep both properties, even though my property in Georgia is paid off 100%, it cost me $7,000 a year to keep that property because I have, property taxes, I got insurance and stuff like that. I pay a property manager that cuts the grass, keeps up with the house and everything. And also, when I'm down there, then I worry about my suburban house up here where the HVAC system goes out in the wintertime, my pipes freeze, bust or something like that, or just some issues that it's too much to keep up with 2 houses, man. It's irritating and stressful when you're at one house and then you're worried about the other one, and you can't really help it. If something happens, it's going to be irritating. You have to fly back. I like simplicity. I don't want more stress. So I'm like, I don't want to keep up with 2 houses, man. And then in the country, I got to thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? Although the country life is cool, there's some stuff I didn't like about country life. Like, it's very hard to get anybody to do anything out there for you. You know, contractors, you need something to need to be fixed. They don't want to come out there because they want to charge you a premium, or they say the job is too small, or they just won't show up. It's just tough to get people to do stuff. And then it's like going back into time in the country there. The stores, they don't have where you can order online and go pick it up or have it delivered to your house. I enjoy that convenience here in Ohio and, suburbs across the nation. But in the country, it's slower way of life. They're old way of doing things, which is awesome. It was fun and it was cool going back into time like that. But to be full time down there and not have a family, if I had a family, it'd be different. So it's just, I'm like, dude, I get bored after a while being in the country down there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and cash out. I had planned on renting out Airbnb when I wasn't there, but it's like I said, it's hard to get people to do stuff. So it was hard to find cleaners that would clean the house if I were to have, Airbnb guests stay there. Also a property manager I couldn't find, and the property manager I have, he couldn't, he's like 70 something years old. He can't really take care of the property in that way, as far as a short-term rental. And he didn't want to. He was retired, so And then people tear your house up, or they flush tampons down the toilet, and I got a septic system, and then it causes problems. It's just too much. It ain't worth it to me, man. I don't care about making a ton of money. I just want simplicity and having low stress and not worry, and just get on my motorcycle and go ride, man. So that's why I decided to accept the offer to sell my house down there. I had actually planned to come up here to sell this house and be a full-time Georgia resident, but then when I did all the numbers on insurance and everything, and I was like, you know what, man? And then gas prices are a lot higher. So in the country, you're 30 minutes from a city that has everything you need, or an hour from the biggest city, which would be Atlanta. And I'm like, you know what, man? Let's stick here to Ohio, and I'll actually go rent country properties, Airbnb, which I can actually use as a tax deduction because it'd be a business expense because I work from home. As where my Georgia property, I can't write that off on my taxes. And so I'm just like, you know what? I just go rent Airbnbs whenever I want to enjoy different type of properties and stuff, and I can take my motorcycles and take on bug out van trips across the country and stuff, which I plan on doing this fall. I was waiting for it to cool down because it's been hot. I don't have air conditioning in my bug out motor van, as you guys know. So I usually go in the fall or late fall. So that's what I plan on doing, taking a bug out motor van trip. And also I've been holding off on getting a motorcycle until I sell this property down in Georgia. But once that's sold, I'd like to get a bike, but it's been tough for me to choose a bike. I pretty much was set on getting the KTM 1290 Super Duke R until I went to the dealership, sat on it, and I hated it just sitting on it. It's one of the few bikes I've ever sat on that I just didn't like the way it feels just sitting on it. But then I thought about you. I got some comments that told me, you guys were telling me, CycleCruza, why don't you get an old bike and fix it up, man? Do a series on it or something. I'm like, you know what? That'd be cool, man. But what bike? Leave a comment below on what bike I would get, like an older bike to get to fix up and make it cool. I thought about getting like a 2015 KTM RC8 1190R. I always thought that bike always intrigued me, even though I don't need a super bike and not really wanting one. But that bike, I've always heard good things about that twin engine. And it's lightweight, 405 pounds, and it has 177 horsepower and 93.6 pounds-feet of torque with a lot of grunt down low that I like. And it has adjustable ergonomics, which is rare for a super bike, where you can set it up to be a bit more comfortable for street. So I thought maybe I'd pick up one of those, man. They're rare and hard to come by, but if I see one, I might pick one up. I don't know, man. Just for fun, I don't need a super bike. I don't care about the top end power. I'm more interested in the bottom end grunt. Like, that's why I love my supermoto, and I got rid of my super bikes because I love the torque and grunt. These are torque machines, dirt bikes, and when you put it in supermoto form, these things are amazing, man. Which I did a full build series on this bike, by the way. I have a link in the description and comment section of this video if you want to do a build yourself. So leave a comment below, guys. I thought about picking up a new MT-09 SP because they got the new generation now where they fix a lot of things that I didn't like. It's got the upgraded suspension and everything. But if I get that bike, how much more content can I add that I haven't already done on the MT-09? I had a 2020 MT-09 and I did a ton of content on that, So I'm just like, how much? That's not really going to add much to the channel. So I may pick up an MT-07. Even though, like I said, the smaller bikes are more fun. I don't care about top end because you can't do top speed on the street. It's all about the grunt on the street, And they say that bike's got some nice grunt. The whole MT series though, that's why it's called MT, Master of Torque. Some of you guys are like, get an MT-10 SP. That bike, I've never liked the looks of the bike, but it would be kind of cool to try that engine, the cross plane, 4-cylinder engine. So I don't know. I may try that one. I don't know, man. We'll see. A lot of you guys asked me about the Sur-Ron X, what's going on, why I haven't done any content. Honestly, I rode this bike more on my Georgia property because I had a trail system and it was fun doing time trials on my trails. I don't have that up here. There is a mountain bike trail that I take this on sometimes. I did a video on it a while back that's fun. Honestly, this bike is cool and everything, but honestly, I find myself riding more on this HeyBike electric folding e-bike, which I have a link to in the description and comment section of this video. This thing, even though it only does 25 miles an hour compared to 47 miles an hour, and this is a whole lot cheaper. This is like just like $1,000 something or whatever. But this thing, I'm telling you, it's got pedals on here, so you get a little cardio workout. But when you pedal and it does the pedal assist, it's really fun. And also you can do without pedal assist. You can just hit the throttle and it'll do, does like 25. But I tell you, that's a fun 25 miles an hour. It's really fun. I don't know what I can say, man. I know it sounds silly that I think that this folding electric bike is cool, but I really love riding this. I ride it more than I do my Sur-Ron X, man. And this is an awesome bike, don't get me wrong. But this thing, I like to get a little cardio workout of it, and with the pedals there, that lets me do it. Highly recommend. I did a full review on this. I have a link to it in the description and comment section of this video, along with a link to get this bike, like I said. But leave a comment below, guys. What motorcycle would you like me to get? Let's talk about it. That's why I do these videos. Make sure to hit thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Make sure to leave a comment, you know, and subscribe to my all-in-one motorcycle channel. So, like I said, stay tuned. I hope to be taking a bug out motor van trip this fall and getting a new motorcycle. So we got a lot of cool things to look forward to and a lot of fun to share on this channel. Until next time, catch you guys later. Check out my playlist for new riders and popular videos. Don't forget to comment and subscribe.